Hello, fellow leaders. How are you guys today? Happy Tuesday. I'll give you a second. Hopefully, you'll be popping on soon. But I wanted to take a minute today and share with you my top recruiting tips. I know with the virtual world, recruiting can be a bit challenging because we take away the element of that connection, right? But I really want to help emphasize that it's still a relationship business. So this is very, very important. So I feel like when Ashley asked me to share, I was like, I don't think I'm doing anything special. So maybe these are things that you're already doing, and maybe I'll just reaffirm it in your heart. Hello, everyone. I love seeing when people pop on. Say hi, guys. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Naomi. Are you guys excited about September? I am so excited. How do you love our hostess rewards? I call it the choice rewards for hostess rewards. It's customizable. We get to pick what we want. Isn't that the best? Okay, so I just got off of talking to my team about this, so that's why it was already on my head. But we are going to focus on recruiting right now, okay? But I wanted to start with the mindset. You know how I am with mindset. So maybe you've heard me read this poem before. If you have, great. If not, hopefully it's something that will be of value to you. If you've heard it, no worries. I just want to read this to help get our mind correct, a mindset and the right frame of mind. Now, why do I say that? Because sometimes we forget that we don't know everyone's lot in life. We don't know what they're all dealing with. We don't know the impact it can have. So I really love this poem because it makes it about the other person. So, all right. So it's Maybe She Needs Me, tweaked Norwex style. So it goes, it had been a long day. I was finishing a task. And as I hurried past her, a little voice said, ask. Oh, not today, I told myself. I'm tired and it shows. Besides, I might look foolish, and she's likely just say no. She likely just say no. While drifting off to sleep that night, I saw her face again. I wondered what her life was like, her needs, her dream, her pain. What if she'd been wishing for a friendly word and smile, a chance to know somebody who would go the extra mile? What if she'd been waiting for a break, an open door? Was this the opportunity that she'd been praying for? I saw the friends she wouldn't make and all the gifts she couldn't share, because I would not risk myself to stop, to ask, to care. So what if what I offer her is not her cup of tea? That is a choice for her to make. How selfish can I be? When all my dreams are realized, I do not want to regret the lives I wouldn't touch and change, the no's I didn't get. Oh, let me live a true go-give, and let my mission be not to think, do I need her, but maybe she needs me. So with that, I just want you to know that we don't know what Norwex can be for someone, right? I just had a really touching story about one of my customers who shared how she lost her niece because her sister mixed products of ammonia and bleach. Long story short, her little niece did not make it. And it made me so sad. It broke my heart, and I wanted to cry, and I wanted to just scream and saying, how come I didn't know her? How come we didn't reach her? You do all that ifs, right? And then it just fueled me. We need all the help we can get. All hands on deck, right? We can't have enough parties. We can't educate enough people. We just are not. We call this Operation 3% for a reason. So whether they want to or not, that's okay. It's not up to us whether they decide yes or no. But it is our job to offer this amazing opportunity to the people. I just kept thinking if one person would have told her, if she knew better, all that can happen, right? So I want you to take a minute and just take yourself out of the equation and say, I am going to offer it to everyone. I know you've heard this till we turn purple, right? Offer that cupcake. If they don't want it, that's okay. No means next, right? But they can't come back and say, hey, you never shared this with me, right? And what I've also tweaked a lot with this virtual world is I make it about the education. I even start every workshop and say, whether you buy anything or not is not important. I hope you just learn something new. I focus so much on the education because this is what's going to really help them not only want to use Norwex because it's a safer solution, but it's going to make them want to continue. You probably have met people who've gotten product and then years later, like, oh, it just got stuffed in the closet, right? Because they forgot why they made that switch, right? So that why is so important. So if we help them to see that these harmful chemicals are causing all these things, it is so important for us to educate. So really educate your people. And when you do, so I'll tell you a personal story. I had a lady message me, and she said, I lost my job a few weeks ago due to COVID. And I thought to myself, what do I want to do? Do I want to go back to school? What do I do? And she said, I want to teach others and educate like Min did. So she messaged me so she can join. So it wasn't until 2 months later. Isn't that interesting? So the seeds you plant today, you're not going to harvest today. And you don't even know how they're going to grow. It could be years down the line. But make it about the person and make it about the education. Make it about helping others, and you will want to share. Because now you're not being salesy, you're not being pushy, but you are truly wanting to help, right? So the next tip for you, so the first one was ask everybody, right? Ask everybody. Don't prejudge, ask everybody. But the second one is verbiage. What do I mean? Verbiage is so important, and I'll give you some tips of it because I know some people are like, how does that sound, right? Verbiage is so important because that can make or break anything, whether it's sales or bookings or even recruiting. Sometimes these scary word choices can make people run for the hills, right? We know what I'm talking about. Like, so sometimes if we make it software choices, like, would you like some information on the business end of Norwex? Or would you like me to send you some, frequently asked questions? Would you like me to send you my little Google Doc that answers some of those questions? Some of those little software choices make people, it piques their curiosity because they were thinking it, but it doesn't make it so scary. Okay, so really look back to your script and what you may ask and say, does my word choice repel, right, or attract? Okay. So for me, that is very important. And then, of course, we all talk about sprinkle it throughout the party. Don't douse it, right? So how are you putting your seeds? Put it very systematic. Like have little triggers in your script on when you want to put those seeds. And granted, it's harder in a virtual setting, right? But like I do a lot of Zoom parties and then some Facebook. So I make sure that you put them in the right sequence. So after you talk about, of course, the mop, there's a perfect opportunity to sprinkle that in there. I would recommend you to, even if you don't want to go live, maybe a video of why you joined Norwex. Those stories are what make people connect to you, right? When you share your journey of, let's say, how Norwex has helped your health, or how it's helped you financially, or so many, whatever your story is, share that because that's what people connect with, okay? If you guys have questions, feel free to comment. So that is so important to just sprinkle it throughout the party, and then of course to drive it home. And now for me, whenever I finish my parties, I do send everybody a little document, and I say that I do a drawing for all the people who enter into that drawing. I only do it once a month, which is, a lot, but it's not a lot, I mean. So I put everyone who's entered into a drawing, and I draw for a kitchen cloth. Now the survey is kind of replacing what I would have normally done on a one-on-one, because obviously we can't do one-on-ones as much as we would like, right? So that Google Doc, I asked a lot of questions that would be something you would ask, right? Like, would you like some information on the business end, or a scale to 1 to 10? How interested are you? Whatever your verbiage may be. So look at it and find 3 to 4 questions that you want to ask. So I always ask if they had a good time. And I do actually a scale because I want to know. And then I ask, what made you pick that number? Because we're all about growth, right? And virtual partying is very new for me. So I did really want feedback, constructive criticism. So I said, what makes you this, So I'll get lots of good feedback sometimes, like it was very educational, I love the flow or whatever. And then I'll get some good constructive criticism. So that's always helpful too, right? So I asked that, and then I asked if they would be interested in sharing this Norwex workshop and educating their friends and family. Then they'll say yes or no, right? Scale of 1 to 10, and then I would ask, would you like some information on the business end of Norwex? Or would you like me to contact you if there's anything special, like a special going on? That's when we used to do a lot of join different programs. So I'll probably tweak that and take that out because now we have a standard one, which is amazing, right? The $1,000 in 30 days or the $2,000 in 90 days. So we have that verbiage. So then you ask, right? So then once they do, then I have it it'll come in the Excel spreadsheet, and then I do project broadcast. You could use whatever that sends them that document. It'll say, I noticed you checked that you would like some information on the business end of Norwex. Here is the document. Let me know when we can connect so I can answer any questions you might have. So many people respond, or some people just go on there and then they join. I woke up August 1st and 4 people had already joined my team just from clicking on the link, and they signed up. I was like, oh, I told my husband, like, what is this? You know, people just joined because the information was enough. And Google, Norwex made it so easy for us that they even have that Google Doc already made for you guys, the FAQ. Isn't that nice? I used to have to change it every month and made our own for our team. But now Norwex made a Google Doc for you guys so that you can send that invite, the FAQ, to your prospects, to your guests that may come to your party. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me see. I'm gonna make sure. And then the second thing, and the last and most important, is follow-up. So don't follow up with the intent of getting more sales or bookings, but just following up and providing a service makes people like you. People who like you will want to do business with you, right? So that is so important. So it doesn't have to be an agenda, because otherwise it feels yucky, right? If it feels yucky for me, I can't do it. But if you're providing a service, it feels good. But because you message them, it goes, you know what, I was actually thinking about you. And because I followed up just to say, how are you doing? Did you love the product? Or just touching base to see if you have any questions, and it wasn't, hey, do you need more orders? Do you want to have a party? But it was just genuinely, how are you doing? Well, now she's excited. Exactly. Provide a service, right? People first is the most important. People can tell if you're about the sales. People can tell if it's just about the number. People can tell. So really look at yourself and say, and change your mindset. If that's something you need, don't make it about the person, don't make it about the numbers, but just think that one family, right? They're going to know better. And I tell people those small changes in your life will make a big impact. And that is why we are doing what we're doing. We are here to educate and help people to know there are safer options. We shouldn't have any more people, oh, thank you, Lynn, but we should not have stories like this. And we need to tell everybody. And so we need people. And that's why I even say it on my lives, or when I'm saying, I need you, we need you, Norwex needs you. Why? Because we can't do enough parties to teach people. So I need you to help and partner with me so we can help the next family. We can help the next person so that they never feel or hurt the way this poor family had to lose their baby. So if you really do a little soul searching and look at yourself, you can't help but to want to share the opportunity, because we need people to help educate. So hopefully this helps you guys to, if you were on the little fence about sharing because it felt weird, I want you to just give yourself a pep talk. If you have to look at yourself in the mirror, put on your favorite song, but really change your mindset that we're not just about microfiber. It's so much bigger, guys. We are about saving and helping and changing lives, one home at a time. And it is true. If we can help them, then that's the point. So if you really focus on that, you can't help but to share with everybody. And they can't tell you a year later, how come you never asked me? Because you did. You asked them. And now may be the perfect time. Treat others how you like to be treated. Absolutely. Matthew 7:12. If it feels yucky to me, don't do it. Exactly. Don't do anything that makes you feel yucky, right? I hate sales. My husband was like, man, you need to do this. I'm like, no, I don't like sales. I don't. But when he told me I was teaching, I was like, oh, I can do that. I love teaching. So it's a mindset shift, right? So change whatever it is. So because I know, for me, I said I will never, ever, ever recruit. That's what I said to my husband. I will never recruit. But if they ask me, then I'll let them. But I'll never recruit. But that was being selfish, right? Goes back to the poem. Maybe she needs me. So I'm taking it away from her and I made it about me and not about the person. Shame on me. Shame on me. Because I hated the way it made me feel. Again, me. So take yourself out of the equation. Think about them. What do they need in their life? Maybe that $500 is going to help put food on their table. Maybe they need that friendship that Norwex provides. Our Norwex family is phenomenal. Maybe they need that. Or maybe the only way they can provide a toxic chemical-free home is to get our products at cost and maintain that. So we can't make that decision for them. So at the end of the day, that's the focus. We share and they get to decide. So don't do it for them, just share. Share that cupcake, share it with everybody. I hope this was helpful. Thank you, Naomi. Thanks, Brittany. Love you too, girl. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope it was helpful. So remember, ask everyone, work on your verbiage. Don't scare them away. provide some way to connect, whether it's a Google Doc or if it's just a message. Make sure you have a way of connecting with them, and then follow up. Follow up. That's the most, I'm pinning some of, oh, that's great, Leanne. Yes. So make sure you follow up, and that's the most important. Provide that service. Be the person, like we talked about. Treat them the way you would want to be treated, right? So provide that service, and I promise you guys, you will have the sales you want. You will have everything. Everything will come in floodgates. But make it about the other person. Make it about them. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on a Tuesday. I hope this was helpful. Love you. Miss you guys. Big hugs. Bye-bye.